What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul. This is the Leeds Therapy. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you as ever for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. On the screen somewhere you will see all of my socials appearing. If you can make sure you give those a follow. Also, as I keep mentioning, you will see this on all of your normal podcast sites that you put it on. So Apple Podcasts and Spotify and stuff like that, just to try and get a little bit more out there so people can find different avenues to get hold of me. So yeah, this is effectively a little bit of a new segment that I've thought of. It's been in the back of my mind for a bit, just as a way to kind of increase the content a little bit. And this is called Real Talk. And what this is about is little bits and pieces that might be to do with Leeds United, that might be to do with the world of football as a general overview, and just have a little conversation about it. Now, what's piqued me to do it on this one is, in particular, a video that Jer from The View did a couple of days ago, just with reference to ambition of the actual club and the ambition that we actually think that the club has, and whether or not that is something that we need to be concerned about, whether or not it's something that we need to be worried about, because an article came out from Moscow, Dan Chapman, and it was basically the review of the Forest game. And there was a little section within that he put in there with a specific quote that kind of pricked my ears up a little bit, and I think it was backed up by what Jer had actually said within his video as well. And the little section, I'm going to quote verbatim from the actual article itself. So the section itself says the following. Off-record investor documents indicated that United owners 49ers Enterprises expect Daniel Farke to manage Leeds to 16th place by the end of this season. The aim for the following two seasons is 15th place. After losing to Nottingham Forest after nearly a third of this season, Leeds are right where the owners want them to be. 16th, level on points for 15th. What isn't made clear in those documents is how Leeds are expected to carry out this plan. How they will get to still be 16th at the end of May. This is the confusion that could end up making 16th too much of an ask for. We know what Leeds are trying to do, but week by week it's becoming harder to work out how. The gaps on the pitch between intent and action look like gaps between strategy and implementation. Now, the thing that kind of piqued my interest around this is in, and Jer mentioned it as well, it's in stark contrast to what Parag has said to us, in that they want us to be fighting for Europe, or one of the leading teams in Europe over a number of years or over a number of period of time. But if internally, with the investors, their ambition is to basically just be 16th and 15th over the next couple of years, it's hard to see kind of what's the right word to use, where that ambition of Europe is coming from. And, one has to sit here and ask the question, is that the things that we're being told outwardly by the board, so the stuff that becomes public, is that information correct, or is it just to placate us? Now, I'm not sitting here for one to sort of say, look, we all need to rally against the board, and the board are horrible, the board are this. That's not my job. My job is to talk about certain things that just pique, like I said, my interest. And the worrying thing is, if they're happy at just maintaining what we're currently doing at this moment in time for the next 3 seasons, as fans who are paying for a product effectively, are we not being shortchanged a little bit? Is that progression not something that's really a tangible thing for us? Is it that outwardly they're saying that to placate us, but inwardly they think, well, we just need to do X, Y, and Z to be able to become established? And I mean, who knows? Maybe that makes us then a more exciting proposition if they were to sell us down the road, an established Premier League club. And it's interesting because if you look at the Brighton model, it's exactly the same as what Brighton did, which is hover in and around the quote-unquote relegation section for a little while, for a couple of years, and then sort of move on from there. I think my point is that we all get worried and we're all looking for a kind of like a mast to pin our colours to when it comes to Leeds United, or what's the next thing that we need to talk about. And something like this doesn't sit very well with me, because you worry about, well, what does that mean for the January transfer window? Does that mean that we're going to get investment, or does it mean that we're just going to do enough to be kind of where we are, and that we're going to have to put up with absolutely turgid football up until the end of the season? Make no mistake, no self-serving Leeds United fan sat here at the start of the season and thought this season was going to be easy and we were just going to be able to roll on and, you know, make our way to mid-table or whatever. We all knew it was going to be tough. We all knew that we were going to have to strap in. The issue that we've got, and I mentioned this in my previous video, thank you for all the support as well on the previous videos, greatly appreciated, and the engagement as well, phenomenal. The thing that we're all not happy with, I think it's fair to say, is the identity of our club and football team at this moment in time. We're not sure what that identity is. It would be much better if we could see something to give us something to cling on to a little bit. It's almost like we're just kind of floating through just with a will to survive, which is what we need to do anyways, but without that going the extra mile. I think that's a fair comment to make, but that little snippet of 16th place and then the following 2 seasons of 15th place, it just makes you feel a little bit meh, I think is a fair comment to make. It makes you think to yourself, well, this just isn't what I was looking for. This isn't what I was wanting to do. This isn't what I expected from a club. We've got an investment that's coming in that's going to turn the club into a 50,000 odd seater stadium. But internally, the ambition is potentially 16th, 15th, 50th. It's almost like they run at a juxtaposition. I can't, the conspiracy theorist in me can't help but go, it's the bare minimum just to get by. And I don't know. I don't know if that is a good thing or if it isn't a good thing. It's just something that I'm not sure about. And I wanted to ask you guys, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it, to see what you thought about, in terms of what Paraga said outwardly, to what that little section within there says that Moscow put into his little article. I don't mean that disrespectfully, a little article, into his review of the Nottingham Forest game. It just concerns me. And like I said, I wanted to speak on it. So that's it. A nice little quick video for you. I hope it's something a little bit different. Let me know what you think about this, of just taking little sections of this, or maybe other footballing things that you might think that I want to talk about. Put some comments down in the comment section below. Let me know little areas that you think that might be worth me having a quick look at, digging, deep diving on and talking about a little bit more. But that's going to do it for this one. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, please comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Yeah, take care of each other. It's International Week, so it's tough times for us content creators out here. But take care of each other. Most importantly, take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you ever so much. Cheers.